The sparks of the crashing swords, crashing spirits, many dozens of unskilled attacks and defenses. They were clumsy attacks that just tried to deny each other. Why did such a thing revive a worn-out oath? They were impossible attacks. His charging body is covered in wounds. His fingers are broken. His limbs are slashed apart. His breathing is stopped, although the boy does not know it. Even at a rush, his speed is trifling, and his attacks are mediocre. Although he has absorbed his combat skill, his techniques are now as clumsy as an amateur's again. His attack is executed haphazardly, but his attack is heavier than any that came before. There is no superhero. The boy's mind is obliterated by the one who grew to realize that fact more than anyone. The distorted mind should collapse from the stress. It is obvious that the boy will be devoured by his contradiction. But where are the signs of his defeat? He moves his wounded body and steadies his faltering mind, but there is no hesitation in his attacks. His fury is incomparable to before. The boy swings his sword recklessly. The attacks are equally matched. The space is filled with sparks, and everything entering it will be cut to pieces. It is the embodiment of their minds that melt together even though they repel each other. The desperate attack. It is only a dying spark that a man gives off in his last moment. The boy gasps with each attack, almost falls, steadies himself, and attacks yet again. Seeing it, he is confident that his enemy has no power left. The boy in front of him is a corpse. But why is there infinite power in his arms holding the sword? He sees an illusion. It must be because he got bored with seeing someone attacking even though he knows it is useless. The irritation boils up his most detestable impulse. What did he feel was beautiful and noble? The boy said that he does not want to see people die meaninglessly. He wanted to save everyone who was in trouble if they could be saved. It is out of the question. He knows such a wish is just meaningless hypocrisy. An ideal where others are more important than yourself is an ideal that should never be held. But did he ever not dream that such a life would be wonderful? He cannot hear what his enemy is saying. His enemy's voice is too weak to be heard, but his attacks are fierce. The enemy's hands are already one with the hilt. It must be to fix the sword there, but the impact will go to his body like that. The boy is covered with blood, and he will die if he retreats. For the boy, every attack comes with great pain. The voices are hard to pick up. The boy, who's on the verge of death, frantically opposes the impediment in front of him. He does not need to be told where the boy's motivation is coming from. It is a bad dream. He is shown an old mirror image. He keeps swinging his sword with tearing arms. The only thing there is a strained yell. There were people that could not be saved, and there was him who could not save them. He saw people dying meaninglessly, and he swore never to let such a thing occur again. There is only one thing that comes and goes through his mind. Things he believes in, things he believed in, an ideal he swore never to surrender, something he will never surrender. And so, he realizes that there will be no end to the attacks. The enemy will not stop. The enemy will never stop on his own. Even though the boy is attacking with all his power, he is taking no notice of him. The boy is only trying to slash himself, the one who obstructs himself. His enemy is fighting for the things he believed in, and for the things he will keep on believing in. Realizing that, he grits his teeth. The boy keeps challenging even though he knows he cannot win, and that it is meaningless. That is the exact mistake he made. But then why? Why do these eyes keep on staring at him? Another crashing sound. The attack is parried. The enemy that could not block any attacks repels the attack like nothing. He is not strong. He is not strong at all. He fights risking his life, looking ugly and miserable. But who in the world can laugh at him? He stops his breath. Parrying the oncoming attack, the enemy readies his sword again. A final blow. Will the boy stay standing in spite of all his wounds and the strain on his mind? Of course. The boy overcame such limits 10 times. It is obvious that the enemy will not stop even if this attack is blocked. The boy slashes his sword even though he is collapsing. Those eyes, they are looking straight at him. He sees a familiar dream for an instant. Whose dream was that, and who inherited that dream? The boy's voice reaches the empty mind as single scenery closes in. What an ugly, fanatic goodwill. A beautiful ideal to struggle for. The final blow is coming in, but the man does not watch the sword that is about to pierce him. That is the only thing on the boy's mind. Even if his heart is a fake, the beauty of what he believed in is real. That is something he cannot lie about, and it is the origin of his powers. The boy cries out with a smashed throat that he wants everyone to be happy. Yes, there is no road of retreat, because the dream is, he has made numerous mistakes. He had no way to atone for them, except for hating and killing himself. His hands are covered in blood, and it is something that can never be forgiven. But still, a straight gaze, mistakes and lies, shaking off everything, running on without stopping. The battle ends with a victory. The pain in his chest does not lift up his conviction. As the man hates himself, salvation will never be given. But he earns a small answer. The answer is only for this summoning. It is a meaningless thing that he will forget the next time he is summoned. But there is nothing to regret. It is something that has already been built up, something that the boy will build using all his life. There is only one thing coming and going through his mind. There is regret. He does not know how many times he wished to redo things. Heroic spirit Emiya will forever curse this end. But still, I was not wrong. There is nothing to talk about. The boy will remain, and he will leave. The only things that remain are the exchanged blows. The path is long. Relying on the sounds of the swords echoing far away, the boy heads for the deserted plains.